Welcome to the Vintage Burn Podcast that's right back from the dead. We haven't recorded in a while. We're very excited. Today is the release of Halloween Ends. So what we'd like to do is just kind of do a recap of Halloween 2018 and Halloween Kills, give you our thoughts on those two before we watch this for our streaming party. So without further ado, introductions. This is Kev.
Margo.
And we have a special guest replacing Doug, who passed away. Unfortunately, we lost our friend. No, just kidding. Doug is alive.
It was a horrible vegan accident.
It's a horrible vegan accident. He's alive and well, but we have a special guest for this one. Introduce yourself, my man.
It's Jeremy.
It's Jeremy. It's Jeremy. So yeah, man, without further ado, Marco, tell us your thoughts on the trilogy so far, up to these first two movies.
Yeah, my thoughts are, I enjoyed the first one immensely. I thought it was pretty good. It was good throwbacks. Enjoyed it. Halloween Kills not so much. A lot of Evil Dies Tonight and stupid dialogue and bad acting. And the kills are cool. Beginning scene is cool. But yeah, I mean, that's my thoughts. I mean, we can go further in depth, but...
Where do you... So out of all of the movies, where would you place this trilogy?
Like the whole...
Yeah, I would say
shebang?
we'll count it as a trilogy, like, so far.
I think it's fine. I mean, like, the Thorn trilogy was pretty terrible except for 4.
So you're saying you'd put this in front of the...
Yeah, overall.
In front of 4 and 5?
For sure. I mean, I like 4 better than I like any of these.
I do... Really?
Yes.
Interesting, okay.
Yeah, the mask sucks, I know, but I like the movies in general better than H-18 and Kills. Kills I don't like. It's like one of the bottom movies for me. It's not as bad as Resurrection or Part 5 or even H2O kind of didn't age well to me. But
why? How do you feel about that?
I'm trying to remember that because, honestly, aside from the original 2 Halloweens, the only ones that really come to memory are the ones here, or this new trilogy, and all the in between is just kind of
filler.
Yeah, filler. I don't really remember too many things from it.
Yeah.
Like, if I think about the movie enough, I will. But I couldn't really compare it to those. And then it's the Rob Zombie.
Yeah, those
are.
For me, do you remember those?
The Rob Zombies?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you like them?
Nah. They had good points, but like they were just really brutal for.
Yeah, they were It was Rob Zombie doing Rob Zombie. Yeah. Hillbilly, white trash.
And I don't like it.
And I think he did a terrible job with those.
I tend to disagree. I don't think they're great by any means. Well, especially the first one. The second one's terrible, but the first one, I like the Loomis character. I think he's really good.
Okay.
He does a good job. I forget the actor's name.
McDowell.
Yeah. Michael McDowell? Roddy? No, not Roddy.
Roddy.
No, Roddy McDowell, I think, was the guy who played Planet of the Apes.
I forget his name. Yeah.
It is something. Malcolm, maybe.
Malcolm McDowell.
Yeah. But anyway, I liked him, and I liked when he broke out of the pen. I didn't like how they made him all huge, because if you watch the original, first 2, he's not a big dude. He's only like 5'9", 5'10".
Monstrous.
And he was just so monstrous in that. But, it led to a lot of brutality. But there are aspects I hated Laurie Strode in that movie.
Yep.
She was terrible. The sister, Judith, bitch. They all sucked. The whole family sucked. I'm gonna skull fuck you.
Yeah, I didn't like them.
Yeah, they were classless, man.
Those for me are on the way bottom. I would even put Resurrection above that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Zombie 2 movies.
2 I'd have to rewatch. I haven't seen it since it came out. But
Resurrection's pretty bad. I mean, that's...
Halloween 5 to me is the worst. I mean, I just watched these all recently, so...
Yeah. Halloween 5 is fucking terrible.
That might be the worst movie in existence of, horror.
The Mask.
The
Mask.
Let me just say, mainstream horror.
Man, The Mask in 4 and 5. Anyway... So on this trilogy, so you place this, I know, Marco, you have it split, really, is how you have it. You put Kills, in total, you don't really...
It's kind of in the middle, but that's just not saying much, because this series doesn't have... It's not like all the movies are great, and Halloween 3, Season of the Witch has popped up so much. It's in the series. I don't really like to count it, but if we're just talking about Michael Myers, I'll just exclude it, but I love that movie. It's become my second favorite movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Since we started this podcast, I hated it when we started this
You
podcast.
did. I'm so, see. This is what I'm.
You know,
Marco,
but
you're
now that I've-
evolving.
yeah,
You're
that-
evolving.
I've rewatched it. That movie it's actually pretty cool. It's pretty fun. It's different. And what's his name? The star of that movie. He's a sex machine. That guy.
Oh, Tom
Tom
Atkins.
Atkins.
Yeah,
Thank
man.
you.
Tom
Thank you.
Atkins.
Thank you. Yeah.
So what about? All right. So you said you don't remember all of the other sequels and stuff. What do you think of the trilogy up to this point?
To this point, I really like the first one, the first one here I enjoy. The second one, I again only watched it the one time. The things that stuck with me were a couple scenes that just kind of really bothered the whole movie for me. When he comes out of the fire, that whole thing with the fire department, like all of a sudden, like we're gonna go and like attack. No,
Yeah.
that's dumb and stupid, and really kind of threw it
Oh,
off for me.
you didn't like that part.
No, the whole scene was stupid.
Wow,
for me.
interesting. Because I love that. I love the
So did I,
brutality
yeah.
of it. Yeah.
I could agree with it if they weren't firefighters. They're like not geared for going after somebody
Yeah.
like that. It just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, but I think the whole point of it is that he doesn't care who.
Yeah, he doesn't care
and
who
I
it
get
is.
You know?
he doesn't care.
Yeah, yeah.
But they're not gonna like.
And they
if
also-
I'm a firefighter, I'm not gonna attack some guy that just killed someone.
Oh, I got
with
you
all my,
because they
like-
did attack. You're
yeah,
right. You're right.
They're there to take care of a fire,
Yeah,
not
yeah.
like put down some
Monster.
monstrous creature.
No, okay,
You know?
I understand exactly what you're
But-
saying now.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I get
But
it.
I think they also did it because, hey, how can we kill a lot of people at once?
Yeah.
And also use a lot of cool tools to do that.
And I definitely get the it was
The fucking whatever the saw,
like, be really
like
cool.
the
Yeah.
car saw that they use. I mean, you know what? You bring up a good point though. Where the fuck did that guy like? I mean, maybe they had to pull that out in case they had to cut through wood or something.
There's no reason for him to cut out that giant saw. Like they wouldn't be bringing that into a normal house fire. It
Yeah,
didn't
yeah,
make
that's what I
sense
mean.
to me. I mean, yes, it's,
They
you
had
know,
to,
there's
man.
so
That's why
much
they're like, well, we
fantasy
gotta
here,
use these
but-
tools.
Oh no, that was just dumb.
I mean, logic goes out the window. It's a goddamn horror movie about a
Right,
supernatural
right,
killer,
right.
you know.
That's
But-
very true. But that was
Fair enough,
that
fair
scene,
enough.
and then I didn't like the way they filmed the scene where the mob kind of like kicks him when he's down and stuff. It kind of got lost with me,
Okay.
Yeah.
What about the chanting? Did you find that annoying too?
Yes.
Evil dies tonight.
That's what really lost me in that movie. Was
The whole
that part? of it.
Dialogue.
Like
for
I
sure.
like the mob mentality. I understand it. It's going to play well, but
I think it went on too long.
it went too long, and it just like there's these flashbacks and what's going on. Like I didn't like how that one was done.
Yeah, I mean, there's like things in that movie that just really bother me. Like when they're at the bar and they see like the two escaped convicts, and one's Michael Myers, one's that other guy, the guy that they think is Michael Myers. And it blurs out Michael Myers, but they obviously see who it is. They blur it out for us, so we
Yeah.
don't see what his face looks like.
Oh, you're saying that they all have been seeing on the news. They knew the other dude was not Michael
Right,
Myers.
they
Yeah.
should have known. At least Anthony Michael Hawk, who was looking right at the screen, should have known.
Yeah.
You know, Tommy, whatever his name is.
I would say the only in defense, I think when the whole point was when people lose logic, and the gang mentality happens and all of that. I think it pushed people beyond what they knew, and they were just irrational.
Yeah.
I get it, but also, yes, I think that you would have looked at him and said that is not Michael Myers. He's also obviously not the same height as Myers either.
Yeah.
He's not even close.
And
I didn't see a lot of them have.
And but I just thought of this now. And if he's so dangerous, right? So remember at the beginning of 2018, the Dr. Sartain's like, oh, make sure your shoelace is untied. Tie your shoelaces. He has a Mr. Bob, whatever the fuck his name is, has fixation for such things.
I remember, yeah.
But then Judy Greer's like, let me help you. In Kills, she's like, take my hand, let me help you. I understand he was scared, but if he's a deranged psychopath, what's going on across the street over there? Sounds like some love.
Dude, it's like chicks in bikinis
Let's
doing
go.
car washes and listening to hip hop.
We went from hip hop to interesting. We're recording outside because we're doing the stream live outside tonight and with some friends. So yeah, sorry for the background music. We did not pick this.
And going back to 18, since you brought up 18, like I really like that movie, but there's a few things that really bother me in that movie as well. And I'm gonna tell you what,
18?
Sartain.
Oh, a lot of people complain about him. I don't know why.
No, because he's just a character they made up to get
Michael out.
Michael to Laurie. That's it. Because they wanted to play the whole thing that he doesn't care who he kills. He's just pure evil. He's not after Laurie. but they had to get a way to get them to each other, and Sartain was just terrible. He's just a horrible character. He's not. He doesn't add anything to me in that movie. I think that's the worst part of the movie.
Yeah, but they took care of that.
Well, they killed him off, sure.
You know, but I
He
get.
served his purpose.
I think I get what you're saying. I didn't mind him, but do you think they could have had him escape another way?
Yeah, sure. I mean, yeah, of course. I mean,
Like-
I'm not a writer.
Like a freak accident of the bus.
Something.
I mean, honestly, a deer could have been out in the. Actually, that might have been pretty quick and easy. Like,
Yeah.
deer, guy swerves, bus tips, Michael gets out.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how they would have gotten him out. I mean, they could have even done something completely different. Who knows? I'm not a writer. Like, not even involving the bus. He could
I
have just
get it,
jumped out
man.
of Miss Grove somehow. But
I kind of like. I don't know. It's weird. I think I like that they had a crazed. We had Loomis, and then we had the guy who trained under Loomis, except he ended up being insane. So I kind of like it, but
yeah, Loomis just got crazier with every movie, though.
yeah.
You watch him in Part 5.
Maybe
he's
that was the
constantly
point.
yelling
Is
at you,
maybe
like,
that was the point. Is they kept showing us a Loomis that may have possibly ended up turning into this guy. You know. So
There we go. The hip hop is leaving. I don't know. Like I said, I don't think the H18 Halloween 18 is perfect, but it's very entertaining. Like, I'm very entertained by it. It's probably like my 5th favorite movie in the series.
nice.
It did
Upper
well
echelon.
to
Yeah.
bring Halloween back into this generation.
Right.
Like continue on with something. I think it did very well in that aspect.
I mean, anything I say about that movie is nitpicks. It's just nitpicks.
It's
a
nitpicking,
personal
yeah.
thing. You know, it's just me. Halloween Kills, though, I could just fucking talk shit about for years. Because that movie, man, I don't know, man.
One thing I didn't. Again, I don't hate the movie. I just didn't like. I loved the '78 throwback.
First
and they
30 minutes of that
filmed it
movie is amazing.
Perfection,
Yeah,
right? It was,
first
it
30
was
minutes of the movie
amazing.
is amazing.
But then they go back to it later in the movie, and I feel like we never should have had to gone back to it.
Mm-hmm.
We should have just taken care of that in the very beginning. We probably should have taken care of that in 2018, honestly. They should have
Yeah.
had that in 2018.
Well, I think originally, if I remember correctly, they were supposed to film 2018 and Halloween Kills back to back.
They were.
But it didn't happen, so they obviously
But
like
still,
made
if you're
some
gonna do a
changes. Oh, maybe it
flashback-
was Ends. I think it was Ends.
If it was a flashback, why just put the flashback at the beginning of the trilogy?
Yeah.
Don't throw it in the middle of the trilogy. And then again, first 30 minutes, I love when they did the throwback, but then we see it again. I think we see it twice, like 2 more times, in between random parts of kills, and I'm like, what the fuck? I mean, the editing was just kind of like, it was spotty.
I'm trying to remember. I fall asleep every time I try watching that movie.
It gets. I got through it again the other night, and I'm like, man, they really could have. I mean, they had such an opportunity, and the editing was bad. You already said the dialogue was just. I mean, again,
Oh, it was horrendous.
Anthony Michael Hall.
horrendous.
I think that's the actor's name. He didn't do a terrible job. It was the writing. The writer did a bad job. I'm surprised that with an actor with his chops.
Yeah, Kenny Powers.
He didn't
Fucked
look
it
at
up.
this and say like, dude, you guys are gonna make me look like an asshole in this movie. You know, Laurie, you saved me 40 years ago, and I'm gonna save you tonight. Evil dies tonight.
Yeah. But the thing with the Evil Dies Tonight, though, is just everybody just randomly says it. Like Laurie in one part, she's like, Evil Dies Tonight. Then the daughter says Evil Dies Tonight. Then
Yeah,
everybody
again,
just says Evil
we
Dies
know
Tonight.
we know that it was addressing social issues, and that's why they put it
But
in there.
they just went too far.
They went too far.
Just like I think me and you were talking about earlier, before Jeremy got here. It's just like, yeah, the mom mentality scene would have been cool, but I just think it went too long.
Like the first lady that nobody knows stood up and she's like, "Yeah, evil dies tonight."
The nurse?
No, she was like a woman in the waiting room.
Oh.
You know,
She
when
just
my,
wanted to be part of the crowd.
That's another thing, the nurse. The fucking nurse that lives 200 miles away and she knows everybody. Now she happens to live in Haddonfield.
yeah, she comes because that's
Fuck.
where anybody with trauma would want to live and stay.
And how
in
come
the
nobody
town.
ever leaves Haddonfield? You know, they stay there and Michael Myers comes back every fucking... Oh, in this storyline, 40 years. but,
Because
you know,
there are no other towns. There's only Haddonfield, and if you step outside of Haddonfield, it is the Matrix, and that is
Cease to exist.
you can't. Or maybe that's the point. People can't leave Haddonfield. It's too addicting.
The draw.
It's
They're
like the
drawn to
Truman
evil.
Show. You just can't leave.
That's
Feel
a good
it.
movie.
The Truman Show is a good movie. I enjoy that movie a lot.
Yeah.
That's probably one of my favorite Jim Carrey movies. Top dog. Oh, those are delicious.
Unpopular opinion. I really like 23.
I didn't
A lot
see
of
it,
people
so I
like
couldn't tell you.
Halloween 23.
No.
So
the-
So, does anybody have any expectations or things they want to happen in Halloween Ends?
I would like to see an appropriate ending for Laurie,
Yep.
and Mike Myers. Something to take one of them out and be done with the storyline. Much like we see like with Star Wars being done with the whole Skywalkers. I want to see more of maybe the universe somehow if it blends with anything else.
That's a good point.
Something good.
Yeah, and I was talking about this with somebody else too when you're talking about like the universe. Like you could always do an anthology series like it was intended to be.
Yeah.
Because originally, like 2 wasn't even supposed to happen. They made Carpenter do it, and that's why he made up a bunch of bullshit with the sister angle. And then 3 was really where it was supposed to go, Season of the Witch.
Mm-hmm.
But people fucking hated it. Now, which is funny in retrospect. Now people love that movie.
Yeah.
Yep.
That movie's actually coming to the forefront, and they had to do 4, which I love 4. Mask, terrible, yes. 4, great. But after that, man, that's it. The series is over. Till this.
4 when it's not a cousin, it's like a little girl gets a pair of scissors at the end
Yes.
of it?
Yeah, the
Okay.
niece.
Yeah,
Michael
the
Myers' niece.
And then they
Yeah.
didn't follow up on that,
And they
which
dropped
could have
it.
been the greatest storyline ever if they did it right. But
Yeah.
the Akkads were like, no, we don't want to kill Michael Myers because Michael Myers is what makes us the money.
They
Right.
could have had
So
one
they
of the
changed it.
first female serial killers.
Yeah.
Granted, she would have still been a little girl.
Danielle
but,
Harris.
But we could have advanced forward, have another actress look like her that's an
Yeah.
adult, and it could have been her in a mental institution
Mm-hmm.
in 5, and it could have been they would have had an opportunity to have first female slasher, the whole storyline would have been awesome. But instead, they went
No.
down the Firestarter, or not Firestarter. Yeah, would it technically be Firestarter? No, it's like telepathy, and she had
Carrie. Like the Carrie route.
Oh, yeah.
something. She had special powers, and she was connected to Michael. And
Yeah, but
it was total
what they
trash.
also did is they added goofy music whenever the cops were around. They
Yes.
tried to make it like a comedy.
Dude, I remember. Yeah, right.
It-
Beep,
and-
beep, yeah,
Yeah, it was just bad. They did a bad job with it, but
the kills were pretty bad.
I don't expect that in this.
The mask was.
Halloween Ends.
They didn't even. I mean, 4 was bad. It was Jackie Chan's face.
No, it was bad. Yeah.
And
No,
then-
that's why I said it earlier. The mask.
That's what it felt
fucking
like. It was not
sucked.
William Shatner's
Yeah,
face.
no,
It
no.
was 100%.
And I love Jackie Chan.
Dude,
Drunken
I
Bastard.
swear,
amazing.
I look at it and I'm like, did they use Jackie Chan's face for this? And then 5, we got a totally different dudes. Like the guy who played Michael Myers, they're like, hey, we'll just use your face as a mask. That's cool.
Yeah.
The problem is he looked nothing like William Shatner, and so the mask was completely bonkers, off the wall bonkers.
Totally nuts.
Yeah, it was bad.
But that's anyway. I'm hoping they avoid like the goofy bullshit.
Right.
I want to see just a straightforward. I don't care if the story is a little slower. I'd rather them slow it down because Kills I think was moved a little too fast for me.
Yeah.
It was more like an action horror to me.
I would like an end to
Yeah.
the Strode saga.
Yeah.
What do you guys think? People have been saying the names too. Like, what is this trilogy going to be called? I've heard. I personally like the Strode saga.
Sure.
End it.
That works.
I think we need to end the Myers series, whether it's Laurie or Michael. I think it needs to end, and it needs to die,
Yeah.
and that's it.
Evil will die fucking tonight.
It needs. We need to end this, and let's move on. And I'm a massive Myers fan, but let's be honest, guys. Nothing's gonna ever be as good as 78. So they can keep trying, but let's just end it.
Oh, and they will.
Go somewhere else. So what do you guys think out there in podcast land? Are you excited for the end of this trilogy? Are you excited for the possibility of, I don't know, the death of Laurie Strode, who has been pretty much immortal up to this point? Or hell, even Michael Myers. What do you guys out there, what do you think is going to happen in the Strode saga? Evil dies tonight!
That's right.
All right. We'll talk to you after the end stream.
And do a review. Good night.
Thank you.